No, I was going to ask for the same thing that Elijah did, but it seemed like you played louder that time. My athletes, when they found out I was going to be inducted into DeMatha's Hall of Fame, they told me if they won the championship, I had to bring in the trophy. Didn't know that it would just be a plaque, but if I go a little bit over time, you can thank the 2022 WCAC champions for that. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Smith for the wonderful introduction, Mr. Ponton and the advancement office for all the work that they do to put this ceremony together. It truly is an honor to be recognized in this manner by an institution that has been such an important part of my life. I'm particularly humbled to be a member of this class with men who have had a huge impact on me in my time back here at DeMatha as a faculty member. Vaughn Holsey, who will be up here next, was a leader in Amico House, and I was honored to be chosen as a replacement when his time in that role was up. I always enjoy my conversations with him and his impromptu visits to my classrooms. Getting to also share the stage with Elijah Brooks and Mike Jones is beyond words. As the head coaches of the two most prominent sports at DeMatha when I returned, they were men I looked up to as I learned how to be a coach and a leader on this campus. So I hope one day that I'm considered a Hall of Famer for DeMatha, not only for my athletic achievements as a student, but also for my work in the classroom like Vaughn, for my efforts as a coach like Elijah, and maybe even for having led a noteworthy team in DeMatha's history like Mike and his 2006 national championship squad. To that end, can I nominate the 2022 cross-country team now, or do I have to wait a few years? I'm not sure how that process works. I'm also blessed to share the stage with John Ferran today. I coached his grandson Gavin for 4 years. He was a captain on the cross-country team his senior year, which was also the year we were most impacted by COVID. While we didn't get to run a championship meet that year, Gavin inspired me to rework our old training plan into the one we now use. He and my former assistant coach Sam Martin deserve a lot of credit for the success the team has had these past 2 seasons in particular. For me, today is a wonderful opportunity to reflect on my first stint on DeMatha's campus, the 4 years I spent walking the halls as a student. The first people I have to thank, of course, are my parents, Mike and Louisa Puffett. I was homeschooled before high school, and my mom, who is an amazing educator, laid the foundation for my academic success I enjoyed while here. My dad grew up a few doors down from the Moylan family, so while I don't think I knew the name DeMatha until my 8th grade year, it feels like fate that when I decided to attend a more traditional high school environment, DeMatha would be on the short list. My parents also got me involved in youth track, and I'd like to thank coaches Henry McCallum and Dorsey Bobo for being here today, representing the Glenarden Track Club. They and the rest of the coaches over there run an amazing club team with the mission of keeping youth on the right track. And that inspired me to coach with them for several years after my college running career ended, and that ultimately led me to my current coaching position here at DeMatha. The foundation I received with Glenarden set me up for my athletic success in high school. My senior year, Carl Little, a writer for the Washington Post who covered local high school sports, interviewed me, and I reflected on my first practice with the DeMatha cross-country team. Coach Shaper took us to the WCAC championship course, and I was the last person to finish. And we had not only the varsity runners, but several of the JV runners there that day. I left that practice wondering if I was cut out for high school running. But the foundation I received through Glenarden prepared me better than I realized at the time, and coupled with Coach Shaper's coaching, I wound up finishing second in the conference as a freshman before going on to win the next 3 individual conference titles. I'm most proud, though, to have been a member of that 2006 championship squad, the most recent title we'd had until yesterday. Coach Anthony Bryant, one of the best high school track coaches in this area's history, didn't directly coach me much in my first 2 years as a member of the program, but his coaching in the final 2 years of my time at DeMatha really helped to take me to another level. He worked with me on my speed, something I did not have much of. If I didn't have a significant lead entering the final quarter mile of a race, I was not going to win, but Coach Anthony helped me develop a kick, and I'll never forget his lessons to have me use the exchange zones as acceleration points in my final lap. There's one other person that I certainly have to thank, and that is my wife, Rashonda, for being here today. I did not know her in high school, but she's been so supportive of me and my efforts as a coach. As Elijah said, being a coach's wife is difficult, but I don't think there's a person in this room more excited about her or about today than her. And I couldn't ask for a more supportive life partner. I know I'm out of time, but thank you again to the DeMatha Hall of Fame Committee for giving me an opportunity to reflect on my high school career, because it's something I probably don't do enough. I'm so proud to be an alum of this school and so grateful that my association with DeMatha is ongoing. There's not a school in the world with a mission I could connect with more fully than the one we have here at DeMatha. God bless and go Stags.